And we've got this nice interface here. I mean, this thing really does look gorgeous, and nobody's paying me to say that, but they did a good job on this program for the most part. It could use some optimization, but that's okay. So when we start, we can see we've got a few different options going down this little center column here. Opening projects, creating projects, migrating projects, all this great stuff. Well, right now we don't have a project, so let's come down here and click Create New Project. And we've got Project 1, version 15, author Paul Lynn, and the path, you know, wherever it wants to put it in my documents. I'm fine with all of that, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit Create. It's creating a project. And the goal here isn't for me to teach you how to create projects. The goal here is for me to show you the interface. I just need to, you know, have a project created in order to get into the interface. So now that I've got this open project, here we go. I can go into configuring a device, writing a PLC program, configuring technology objects, HMI screen, opening the project view. Well, right now I'm going to just forego a lot of this stuff, and I'm going to go straight to open the project view. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and configure a device, because there's one thing that I do want you to see. So when I come in here, I'm going to click Add a New Device, and I'm just going to try to add the 1200 that I showed you earlier. So that's a 1214 DC DC DC. Whoops. I clicked the wrong one, but regardless, this is what I wanted to show you. No valid license key was found. The following trial license key may be activated if they haven't already been used. Select the trial license keys which may be activated. That's going to be my step 7 professional activate. And there we go. Now my software will be able to function. And I'm just started my 21 days. So let's get the right PLC here. Go ahead and add that. And once I do, it's going to pop us over into the normal working environment. So we'll get out of this little kind of start screen interface. And come on, there we go. Now we get into the normal development environment. And this is really what I want to show you. So up here you've got your standard toolbar, and this is going to change depending on what environment you're looking at. Down here, details view. I'm yet to really use this pane a whole lot. Mostly where I'm going to be working is when I'm navigating the environment, I'm going to be over here under where it says devices. This is my project tree. So what have I got here? Well, I start off with my PLC 1. And pretty much 99% of everything I'm going to be doing is going to be in here. So when I open that up, I've got my program blocks for my PLC, and I can put I can add programs here. I can start with the main program there. Once I configure an HMI, that's also going to appear under here too. So I'll just go ahead and do that so you can see it. I'll go up here to Add New Device, and I'm going to take, if I had an HMI panel, this is where I would select that, but I'm going to be using a PC-based HMI, so I'm going to take PC Systems, and I'm going to come over here to Schematic HMI Application and expand that out. And here we go. Here's my WinCC Professional Trial License. Let's activate it. And then I'm going to take a WinCC RT Professional HMI and hit OK. And once I do that, it's thinking, it's cranking, it's trying to do its thing. And now I'm actually on a slower computer. I'm on a 16 gig RAM computer. But even at the house, that doesn't really happen much faster. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about setting this up or doing anything with it right now. But now that I've got this HMI, you see over here under PLC, I've also got my PC systems. I've got my PC station. So now when I expand those, I've got all of this stuff. And under PC Systems, here's my HMI RT1, complete with screens that I can add. And here's all my HMI stuff. Look, if I want to set up multiple users, I've got that here. If I wanted to work with recipes, I've got that. If I need to configure alarms, connections to the PLC, all my HMI tags, I've got all of that right here under HMI. So I come in there, click around, and that lets me start developing HMI. I'm going to go ahead and just create a screen so that you can see the interface, how it changes when I open a screen. Look right here, over on the toolbox on the right, here's all my different objects that I can throw on the screen. I've also got configurations for animation, layout, instructions, tasks, libraries. There's actually a pretty healthy symbol library built into this software. So I can get into here and I can find all different kinds of graphics that I can just throw right onto my HMI, talking about things like pumps and motors and just all kinds of cool stuff. So very, very useful things. Come back over here, and when I jump into the PLC programming side of this, I'll go back into my main block here, and depending on what type of programming language I'm using for that block, I'll have different tools appearing over here on the instructions palettes on the right. So I've got, even these are categorized. I've got technology instructions, extended instructions, basic instructions. I've even got a place for favorite instructions that I can actually put different, favorite instructions in there. So very, very useful. Down here on the bottom, I've got properties, info, diagnostics. We'll be using properties an awful lot. So when I click on anything that's in here, I can actually pull up properties on the bottom. So for instance, if I go into screen and I decide, well, I'm just going to drop a circle on the screen. If I click on the screen back here, you see down here it says screen 1 screen. And look, I've got all these different properties of the screen itself. If I click on the circle, now I've got circle 1 selected, and look, now I've got all these properties down here that pertain to the circle, to include animations, events. If somebody clicks on this circle, would I like something to happen? I can configure all that right here. So that's kind of the interface. Right up here is some pretty useful stuff that I want you to see when I click on main. Up here we've got our PLC controls. Here's where we download to the PLC. Here's where we upload from the PLC. We can start simulation, and this will automatically invoke PLC Sim, transfer our program over to it, and get it started running. So click of a button, it compiles our program, starts the simulator, and just does everything for us. Go online, go offline, find PLCs and devices on the network, start the PLC, stop the PLC. So all that useful functionality is right there on top, and that's pretty much it. That is the overall bird's eye view of this integrated development environment. It's beautiful. One last thing I'll show you is once we get a few different views or editors open, you see down here we've got these tabs that we can just very quickly navigate between them without having to go through the Project Explorer and try to figure out where we were and where was our screen and things like that. So we can just pop back to screen 1 and then go right back to our PLC program. Very simple navigation down here. So